Welcome to Chrysler Arena for WCBN Sports presentation of women's collegiate basketball. Here we have the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Detroit Mercy Titans in a showdown between interstate opponents, Michigan showdown. We have a great matchup here for you today. Detroit Mercy is looking to turn things around right now, only 1-3 on the year. And struggling from the field so far, only shooting 31% and only hitting 6 threes in the first 4 games, as opposed to Michigan, who has already hit 8 threes in half as many games and are looking to stay undefeated on the year, as they are currently 2-0, coming off a 79-42 win against Western Michigan, and look to keep things rolling here against Detroit Mercy. I am Eric Littman alongside my partner Akshay Luthra. Charlie Goodwin and Adam Bernstein will be calling the second half. So Akshay, I would like to ask you, Michigan has shown to have a very balanced effort so far this year. Relying on their depth, their bench has been doing a great job providing a spark. What do you think is important for them to emphasize as they continue through the season?
I mean, I think without a doubt, their defense is going to be crucial when they play the bigger, better teams, the Marylands, the Michigan States, the Ohio States. That's just going to be huge. They haven't allowed more than 42 points yet, which is amazing, fantastic when you think about it in what's a very offensive-driven sport. And definitely coming off the bench, their freshman play by Naz Hillman scored career-high 20 points in the last game, 8 of 9 from the field. Then you think about the threes, like you said, Nicole Munger already has 5 of those 8 threes on the season. Like you said, it's a very balanced effort, and they're getting contribution from everywhere, and that's why they're starting the season undefeated.
Yeah, you make a good point. It's all about defense right now for these Wolverines. And for Detroit Mercy, you're thinking, if you're the coach, you're like, we're not shooting well from the field, only 31%. This is as good as the test they're going to have going forward against a defense like Michigan.
100%. I don't think Michigan's really been tested so far, so if they can get some pressure on that Michigan defense, there's a chance that Michigan won't know how to respond. But, this is an experienced team. They have Hallie Thome, the senior, in their starting lineup. This team knows how to win, quite frankly. That's what Michigan does. They're the victors. They know how to win, and Detroit Mercy is going to have a very tough time today.
So Detroit Mercy will be going with their starting 5 of forward Ashley Miller, Brittany Jackson at guard, Zoe Otis also at guard. Their leading scorer, Lexi Tobel, averaging 13 a game, will be starting at forward. And down low, you have number 43, Paige Bellman. And for the Wolverines, Amy Dilk will be starting at guard with Nicole Munger, and also Haley Brown, Deja Church, and Hallie Thome will be your starting 5 for the Wolverines. Hallie Thome just recently moved into 3rd on the all-time scoring list for Michigan, as we're ready to go here. Michigan with a quick turnover. Detroit Mercy is looking to get things going here. Jackson will push the floor. Jackson now is guarded by Dilk. We'll get a screen from Bellman. Jackson gets the ball back now. We'll swing it around on the right-hand wing. Otis driving in. Try to draw contact there. Unsuccessful to draw the foul. It was good defense.
Church held her ground there. That could have very easily been a foul, but she kept her feet planted, tried to draw the foul, instead threw it out of bounds. Great play.
Yeah, Church did a great job going straight up as Michigan takes possession here. Dilk running the show here for Michigan, swinging it around. Dilk in the corner, going down low, swinging it out. For 3, you have Munger, who drains the first basket of the game.
Great job by the Michigan offense, getting it around, moving that ball around, finding the open woman in Munger, and Munger drains it from the corner. Beautiful shot.
Detroit looking to respond from the early offense by the Wolverines. Jackson at the controls. Tough defense by Dilk. Jackson forced to give it up. Coming around the perimeter now is Tobel. Tobel trying to get it inside to Miller. It was intercepted by the Wolverines. Oh, but a sloppy turnover. It was Dilk who had the interception.
It was great defense getting into the passing lane there, except, you know, getting a turnover just to turn it over yourself, that's not going to really get you anywhere in this game.
Yeah, Michigan's been very active on defense, trying to turn strong defense into easy offense, unable to convert there on the fast break. So here comes Jackson leading the way for Detroit Mercy. They trail early on 3-0. As they get it down low into Miller, who is unable to finish on a layup in the post. Here comes Michigan pushing the way. Dilk on the right side of the perimeter. Gets it back up top to Church, who swings it to the corner. As they get it down low to Thome, who swings it to Dilk in the corner. Got a ball moving right now from the Wolverines. Detroit not making it easy on them. And that'll be Thome, who steps out of bounds down low.
Thome did a little bit of everything. She had the defense, she was distributing the ball, but then unfortunately she had the turnover as well.
Michigan struggling there to find someone open for three. Detroit Mercy looking to get things going on their offense right now.
Defense moving a lot, and it's really throwing Detroit Mercy off their game. They have no openings.
Bellman in the high post finds Otis for an open mid-range shot. It's an air ball. Michigan coming the other way. Church drives into the lane. A nice pump fake. Gets them to bite.
Great drive by Church. Saw the opening, decided she was going to take it on her own. Just threw it up, and it went in.
Michigan up early, 5-0. At the top of the key, it is Bellman. And we got a whistle here from the refs.
I believe 3-second violation is what they're going to call on that one.
Yeah, Bellman in the paint for too long, and she will be subbed out. Detroit making some changes early on. So Michigan looking to expand on the early 5-0 lead. Got a ball moving here. They found Hallie Brown for a baseline jumper, unable to get it to go.
Haley Brown had a good open shot. If she keeps taking those, they're going to go in eventually. Nothing to worry about there.
Brittany Jackson now at the controls for Detroit. Gets a high screen, takes it right to the cup, unable to get it to go, but an offensive rebound by Otis. And she kicks it out to
Bicknell. Good defense in the paint, but you know, you can't let that offensive rebound in the wide open person at the three. That's an easy three for Bicknell. She'll take that any day.
So Michigan now up 5-3. Detroit will take over possession.
After a quick turnover, they tried to get a quick shot up, didn't work. Went off of on the rebound, out of bounds.
Jackson gets a high screen from Ashley Miller. Swings it around to Tobo, who drove in and was able to draw contact. We'll go to line here, try to tie this game up.
I definitely agree with that foul call. Munger was definitely moving and just did not have position, and that's why, I mean, she was definitely trying to, Tobo was definitely trying to draw contact, but, you know, when you're in that bad of a position, it'll work.
Yeah, that was great recognition by Tobo, the catcher defender sleeping. Want to be aggressive against this Michigan defense, get things going early for offense as she makes the first free throw. And she sinks the second, so is 5-all here. Just about 6 to go left in this first segment of the game.
Wide
Michigan
open three.
coming the other way. Is an open look from Munger. It's a little long. Detroit now in transition. Gorgeous feed.
Detroit Mercy has their first lead of the day. 7 straight points.
It's a gorgeous feed to Otis, who finished with the easy left-handed lay-in. But Michigan comes back the other way. Of course, it is Thome, always reliable for the Wolverines, tying it up again with an easy basket at the rim.
That's why she's the 3rd highest leading scorer in Michigan history. You just throw it to her and you just know she's going to make it.
And now Thome very active on the defensive end, coming to the double team at the top of the key. Jackson was forced to swing it to Otis, who was called for the travel. So it'll be Wolverines ball once again. Amy Dilk bringing things up right now. Swing it to Robbins, who finds Thome down low. She was open and drew contact. Of course, Thome always drawing attention down low. Very active early on both ends. She will go to the line for 2.
They didn't have any choice but to foul her on that one. It was almost similar to the last one where good pass down low, wide open shot, foul was their only option.
Yeah, that really was a good foul. She had a wide open look right there. And she sinks the first. Thome a little long on the second, so unable to convert on both. But Tobel grabbed the rebound for Detroit Mercy. It's a little out of control and stepped out of bounds, so now Michigan is inbounding it with their ball at the baseline. Oh, what a gorgeous look. Dilk finds Brown right at the basket. Defense seemed to fall asleep, and they were forced to foul, but Brown made the basket and won. So now the Wolverines are up 3. Brown with an extra free throw to put them up 4 here.
Easily the funkiest style of three-point play I think I've seen.
Old-fashioned three-point play.
In total with Thome and her, it was 3 points.
So Brown is unable to convert on the and one opportunity. Nonetheless, Wolverines up 3 here. Detroit looking to respond.
Again, you see that good defense. Both passes on that possession. They got a hand on the ball, got that pass thrown. It eventually got tipped out of bounds. They keep that up, those will turn into steals very quickly. Yeah,
Lexi Tobel was looking for Zoe Otis with the entry pass. It was deflected by Brown. Detroit keeps possession here. 9 seconds left to go in the shot clock. Bicknell dribbling around the perimeter. It is taken away by Thome again. And now Michigan in transition. Dilk pulling up baseline, gets the easy 2.
And that's
Michigan up 5. Detroit Mercy is going to call timeout here. Coach doesn't like what he's seeing so far from his offense.
That's what happens when you get those steals. Great steal by Thome, turns it into points instantly, and now Detroit Mercy's panicking. It went from 7-5 to now 12-7 to the Michigan Wolverines, and quite frankly, I think that might have been Mercy's last lead in this game, because that's how good of a team Michigan is. That's how good of a defense they have.
Yeah, Michigan's been very active on defense. It seems like their game plan has been not to let anything easy inside for Detroit Mercy. They've been trying to feed Otis down low, unable to get in that entry pass. And that's leading to good fast break opportunities for Michigan. And not only that, they're getting a lot of looks down low, and Detroit's been forced to foul. So you're getting a lot of free throws right now for the Wolverines, and that's what you want.
Yeah, Otis had that early open look, and I feel like after that, the Wolverines made it a point to make sure there were no more open looks, because even the open 3, it only came off of an offensive rebound, and those have been their only really good shots. The other 2 points are on free throws. It's very good defensively, which is what you come to expect from this Michigan Wolverine team. That's why they've held their opponents to around 40 points in both of their games so far. Their defense just works.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think Hallie Thome has been very impressive so far on both ends. Already getting her own on offense. We expected that. She leads the Michigan offense this year with 19.5 points per game on 65% shooting. But her defense has been very impressive, very versatile on that end. We've been noticing that she's been double teaming on the perimeter and then running back to cover through the paint, and that's really important to have in the defense.
It's almost unfair when you think about it, because Caitlin Flaherty just left the University of Michigan, the highest scorer in Michigan history, one of the all-time greats of college, and right when she leaves, straight to Hallie Thome, the 3rd highest scorer of University of Michigan, who also has it on the defensive side just like Flaherty did. It's just an embarrassment of riches at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. So Michigan is up 12-7 early on here with 4:45 left in the first. They're shooting 62% from the field compared to Detroit Mercy, who is once again struggling so far, only 40% from the field. We are ready to get things going again here. So it'll be Bellman for Detroit Mercy inbounding. Seems like Michigan running a little bit of a full court trap here, putting on pressure.
Why not? The defense is working really well half court. Why not do full court? They got a hand on a pass right there again.
Yeah, that was Dilk who got a hand on the ball. And it's a 10-second violation. Wow, that's what you want to see on your first possession using that full court trap.
First time using the full court press and you get a 10-second violation. What more can you ask from a defense?
So the Wolverines looking to expand on their lead. Dilk at the top of the key. And Dilk will get it to Brown in the high post, unable to finish at the rim. And now Jackson coming the other way for Detroit Mercy.
It was a good shot by Brown. Little bit of contact, definitely not enough to draw the foul, but that caused her to be off balance, and that's why she missed the shot.
Yeah, it was a good look, though. High post. She had an open look. That's what you wanted for the Wolverines. So here comes Detroit. Bicknell taking the mid-range, stepping in from the three-point line. Is a bit long. Wolverines get the rebound. Now pushing the floor are the Wolverines. It is Church going all the way in. And she is fouled and will go to the line for 2 more.
Definitely a foul, without a doubt. She brought her arm down straight on Church's shoulder. If that's not a foul, I don't know what is.
Yeah, good recognition there by Church. Seeing the open lane, trying to draw contact as she sinks the first. These will be the Wolverines' 4th and 5th free throws so far in this game.
Cena Nicole Munger just subbed back in.
Church unable to convert on the second. Wolverines up 6 here with just under 4 to go in the first.
Wolverines drawing a lot of fouls, only 40% on the free throws early. Not fantastic.
So Bicknell drove right into the lane for Detroit Mercy, but was called for the charge. Good defense there by Dilk to draw that charge.
They had one high, one low. They had someone in position to take the charge. That's Munger, who just subbed in, and then they even got the block on the top, just for good measure.
So that's 2 turnovers out of the timeout for Detroit Mercy. They had that 10-second violation to start, as Michigan's a little sloppy there. Tried to get it down low to Robbins, and ball sailed out of bounds. Michigan again showing the full court trap.
Another hand in the passing lane. This one gets tipped out of bounds, but they are getting it on seemingly every pass.
Yeah, Brittany Jackson for Detroit Mercy really tried to force it up court to Otis. And Dilk was there to deflect it out of bounds, so now they will inbound. They have 3 seconds to get it up to half court.
Loses the ball. Ref is not making a signal. She doesn't know whose it is. It's Michigan's ball.
Man, Michigan defense really suffocating Detroit early on. Detroit only had about 4 seconds there to get it up court and dribble it off their knee. So here comes Michigan with possession here. They're getting it to Robbins again at the high post. She turns around and gets the easy right-handed layup. And you're seeing that a lot now from Michigan, especially with Robbins trying to get it there on the high post. She takes it right to the cup, and Michigan's up 8 here. Detroit Mercy finally gets it up to the half-court line. It is Tobel trying to get things going for 3. The shot is long, so Michigan comes here with the rebound.
Very unnecessary shot by Detroit Mercy. All of Michigan was still on the way back. They could have easily driven in for the easy 2. Took a deep 3, missed.
So Michigan on the other end. And they tried to get it into Church, but the ball was deflected. That was a good deflection there by Otis. So now it's Brittany Jackson coming the other way, goes all the way to the cup and is fouled.
I don't know if I agree with that foul. Church's hands were straight up. She didn't seem to be moving, and she got driven right into. I am not sure I completely agree with the ref on that call.
Yeah, it is hard to tell from here. That's one of the toughest calls you have to think in refereeing basketball if someone's going straight up, especially at the speed of this game.
Definitely, and what we're told when we're actually in training is if you're not sure, call it as a block, and that might be what the ref was going for there.
So Brittany Jackson will sink both. The Wolverines are up 15-9 here, 2:30 left to go in the first. Dilk will swing it to Munger. This is a Church at the top of the key, finds Munger, who slipped away into the corner, wide open for 3. Defense was a little late there for Detroit.
I said it at the very beginning of the game. Munger's got, oh wait, it's a turnover. Easy 2 for Michigan. This full court press is going brilliantly.
Man, so Michigan defense continuing to swarm Detroit Mercy. We can't even get our thoughts together before Michigan gets the ball back.
I said it at the very beginning of the game. Nicole Munger's three-point shooting is going to be huge. That is her second three already in the first quarter. They're leaving her wide open in the corner, and she's taking advantage of it, knocking them both down.
Yeah, that was a great look there by Church, who found Munger for three. And it was Church again intercepting the pass in the full court trap, getting Michigan another easy bucket. And man, if I'm the Detroit Mercy coach right now, that's my biggest concern, just getting it past half court. It's their biggest problem so far.
You got to be panicking. I mean, it's been almost 4 minutes without Detroit Mercy even hitting a field goal, and the 2 points they did get was off a questionable foul call. It's not looking good for them. That Michigan defense really getting in their heads early.
So Detroit Mercy will have another chance to get it up. Brittany Jackson getting double teamed right at the block M. Gets it past half court.
She made it past half court on that one, but she had a chance about 3 seconds earlier to drive past, and that's the kind of mentality that's costing them early in this press, in full court press.
A little hesitation at half court from Jackson, but she does take it right to the basket for an easy layup. A little collapse on defense there by Michigan. So Michigan trying to respond now. Swinging the ball around, it will be Church for three.
Deep three.
Deep three from the left wing, a little long, and Detroit Mercy will look to take advantage of an opportunity here. Jackson once again taking it all the way, and they're calling a block on Church.
That one I do have to agree with because Jackson moved to the side, hit her in the side. Church didn't move, but when the offensive player is trying to move out of the way, that'll always be called on the defense.
Yeah, it was a good sacrifice there from Church, trying to take the contact for the good of the team. It seemed like she was a little late to the spot there. As once again, for the second possession in a row, you have Brittany Jackson at the line. She hits the first.
It's 2 fouls pretty early for Church. I'm a little surprised that she's not being subbed out after that foul.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on, how Michigan will handle these fouls. So checking back in for Detroit is Lexi Tobel.
Head coach Bernard Scott being very expressive, wanting to make sure Detroit Mercy's got their heads up, and I can hear that from all the way up here.
Michigan swinging it around now. They find Robbins down low. Tough right-handed hook. It's a little bit long off the backboard, but a great strong rebound by Naz Hillman, putting her right back in. Michigan maintains a 9-point lead.
Naz Hillman was paying attention. The Detroit Mercy girls were not.
And Naz Hillman, we talked earlier on the broadcast about how Michigan has really benefited off their depth. Naz Hillman is one of those special players for their bench. She's currently on the year averaging 15 points per game on 86% shooting from the field. Super efficient, as Detroit Mercy is at the line right now. Another
questionable block call, this one on Kayla Robbins. That one might have just been a very quick play. The refs didn't see it in time, so again went with that block as a safety. I don't agree with that one for the second time tonight already.
So Sophia D'Amelia, who just checks in for Detroit, will get the 2 of those free throws to go in.
Detroit Mercy 6 of 6 on the line, and honestly it's keeping them in the game because they already have 10 turnovers.
Detroit being a lot more aggressive, trying to get contact in the lane, but once again Michigan is going to Naz in the paint, and Hillman finishing again for the easy deuce.
Hillman brilliant down low so far. The freshman not playing like one.
Oh, and gorgeous penetration there by Brittany Jackson. She found her teammate. It was Otis down there for the easy lay-in. A nice backdoor cut there by Otis, and she made it very easy for Jackson to find her for the easy layup.
Easily the best offensive play we've seen from Detroit Mercy all day.
Yeah, very fluid. So that'll do it for the end of the first period here. Wolverines currently lead Detroit Mercy by 7. It is 24-17.
Yeah,
It has looked a little bit one-sided so far, but Detroit Mercy is starting to get a little bit of their mojo back.
Definitely good momentum by Detroit Mercy after that second time out. Bernard Scott, like I said, was very expressive. He really wanted that Titans team to just have their hands up on the defensive side and just make it past half court, quite frankly, on the offensive side. And after that early pressure with the full court, Michigan's kind of gone away from it, which is very surprising to me because it was working very well.
Yeah, it seems like part of that is that when Michigan scores, it seems like Detroit's just trying to inbound it as quickly as they can, just get it past half court before Michigan gets set on defense, because they recognize that that's where they're struggling right now. So that's a good adjustment made by Detroit, and it's working for them. They're getting to the line, they're being a lot more aggressive, just attacking the paint when Michigan isn't ready to defend them.
Yeah, that's why it's only a 7-point game, quite frankly. You have to make adjustments in this game. Detroit Mercy did it, and they're already at 17. That's almost half of what Michigan allowed in each of their last 2 games. So their defense not as strong as you would expect against a team of Detroit Mercy's caliber, not exactly the top-class teams.
So the Wolverines definitely playing their game so far, shooting 2 for 4 from deep and getting a lot of looks down low. We talk about how valuable Thome is to this team. She's a leading scorer. And now you have Naz Hillman subbing in for her and getting a couple easy looks in the paint. So Michigan getting a lot of open looks in the paint.
It's amazing when you have that. You go from one of the best players to ever go to Michigan in Hallie Thome, and then she has to sit down, and you got Naz Hillman, who honestly I already believe is on her way to being an all-time great at Michigan. That's how good she is in just her 3rd game ever.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's truly a luxury for Michigan. The bench has been so valuable to them this year and last year. As we are ready to get set for this second quarter. If you're just joining us, the Michigan Wolverines are leading Detroit Mercy 24-17. As Detroit Mercy will take possession here to begin things in the second quarter. Brittany Jackson hasn't sat yet for Detroit. She takes the ball at the top of the key. Guarded by Dilk. She swings it around to Otis. Looks like Michigan's playing a 2-3 zone right here. And a bit of a 2-man game there by Jackson Otis, swinging it around. Jackson just settled for a deep 3.
Very
deep 3. Wasn't able to get much going against that Michigan zone.
Don't really understand what the point of that offensive possession was, especially because Otis passed up a wide open 3 for that deep 3. What a 1-2 combo. Thome and Hillman both in. Thome takes it up, can't get it. Hillman offensive board, another follow-up basket.
Yeah, Michigan continuing to crash the boards and killing Detroit Mercy with the easy looks in the paint. And we'll see if Detroit Mercy can try to get off a better shot this possession.
Oh, great block.
So Detroit Mercy swinging it around, and it was put up by Tobel, unable to get it to go, but a nice rebound as Jackson takes it to the paint, and D'Amelio will fire for 3 in the corner. It is off to the right, and now Michigan pushing things. Dilk in the corner, tried to get the entry pass into Hillman, who has been the focal point the last couple minutes. And that was a nice deflection there by D'Amelio for Detroit.
I don't like what I've seen from Michigan's perimeter defense so far in the second quarter. That's already 3 wide open threes they allowed. Granted, none of them went in, but you know, if you keep letting that happen, they'll eventually go in.
Yeah, and that's also part of the nature of a 2-3 zone, is that you're emphasizing trying not to let anything easy inside. You're willing to give up occasionally some decent looks from 3, but you know, against a team like Detroit Mercy, who has been struggling from deep, it makes sense from the Michigan standpoint. As Michigan, a couple of unsuccessful attempts down low.
Hillman just had her 3rd offensive rebound in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of offensive rebounds by the Wolverines, and it is Thome who gets the ball right underneath the basket and lays it in.
With Hillman and Thome both in, who does the defense cover? That's 2 powerhouses down low that are quite frankly dominating this game on Michigan's offensive side.
Yeah, a double-headed monster so far from Michigan, but it is D'Amelio converting on 3 on the left wing for Detroit Mercy on the other end. Michigan looking to push the tempo. They do get it to Hillman down low, who swung it to Dilk in the corner. It's a nice baseline pass Dilk did step out of bounds.
The pass was a little wide, a little too much mustard on that one, and just to corral it, Dilk had to take that extra step. Referee was looking at her feet and called that travel.
Yeah, it was a decent look, though, by Holman. Dilk was open for 3, so as promising takeaway from that possession as Detroit Mercy is down here 28-20. And man, D'Amelia with the green light. Jackson finds her again on the left wing of the perimeter. No hesitation. She fires in, drills it for 3, and it is a 5-point game here at Chrysler Arena. Michigan up 28-23 as the Wolverines will take a timeout with 7:42 left to go in the second quarter.
You know, I talked about how we needed to adapt, but I didn't really like that change to a 2-3 zone because their defense, especially their perimeter defense, was doing fantastic, and their down low defense was doing fantastic. Detroit Mercy was getting a lot of their points on mid-range jumpers or fouls on questionable calls. This 2-3 defense allowed multiple wide open looks, and like I said, when you allow those, they're going to go in. Back-to-back wide open looks by D'Amelia, back-to-back 3s for D'Amelia.
Yeah, I agree. There's a couple questionable, coaching changes right now with strategic changes with the Wolverines. It seemed like that full court trap was really paying them dividends early on. Now I understand maybe not wanting to continue that so early to tire out your players. But right now, as you mentioned, Detroit is getting a lot of good looks, and D'Amelia is really kind of like their microwave right now, coming in a little easy offense. And once again, a 5-point game.
Yeah, unfortunate that they made that switch when, quite frankly, it wasn't necessary. They had a 7-point lead. Everything was kind of going in their favor. Their defense was strong. Their defense right now, it's in the downward spiral.
So Michigan is currently shooting a solid 55% from the field, still getting their way down low. But it is Detroit Mercy already with 3 threes on the game, which is interesting considering that they had only made 6 total in the season through their first 4 games. So definitely a promising sign for the Detroit Mercy side.
And definitely a bit of a worrying sign for the Michigan Wolverines side.
Absolutely.
For a team that's really prided themselves on their defense and, quite frankly, had their defense going, the change is just baffling to me, and it has not worked whatsoever.
So Michigan, with under 7:40 to go now, will take control of the ball. Up 5 here in the second quarter. There's Dilk in the corner. Nice entry pass right at the basket. She found Thome, and she had to get it over the Detroit defender. I believe it was Tobel guarding Thome. A gorgeous pass where only Thome could get it in an easy left-handed lay-in.
This has been a 2-woman game of Thome and Hillman since this quarter started. They're the only 2 that have even come close to scoring. I believe they're the only 2 that have even put up a shot in this quarter.
Yeah, it sure seems like it. So Detroit coming the other way, and that is Lexi Tobel continuing this 3-point streak for Detroit Mercy, not even hesitating on the right wing.
I'm actually not upset with that one because that was deep, that was very well covered, and it just went in. You can't defend against that.
Yeah, sometimes you got to look at the actual shot that's being taken versus the result, and if you're holding them to shots like that, deep shots, tough shots, then that's okay for the Wolverines. So the Wolverines unable to convert on the other end. Brittany Jackson penetrating, finds Lexi Tobel, who pump fakes from 3, drives in, takes an 18-foot jumper and is fouled on the and 1. So Lexi Tobel now accounting for Detroit Mercy's last 4 points. I'll try to make it 5 points in a row for Detroit.
I don't know if they completely forgot Tobel was on that side. Tobel almost had an open 3, let a defender run right past her, took an open shot, and just let the defender run into her. Now she got a chance to make it 6 straight.
Yeah, Brittany Jackson did a nice job recognizing that she could draw all the defenders to the left side and swing it to the right there to find Tobel. So Tobel makes the and 1 and is now a 1-point game, 30-29.
How many people would have expected that?
So here comes Michigan on the other way. They found Robbins on the high post, who got it back down to Hillman. And man, Michigan seems to just keep running the same play every time. Hillman, another easy look. Oh boy, but here comes Michigan's defense.
Where was the defense?
Jackson. Jackson blowing by her defender, and then Thome not coming through with the help defense. So an easy lane for Jackson as Michigan passes it around and finds Hillman again.
Michigan just sticking with the same exact move, just back to back, just doing Hillman and Thome. That's all they need to do.
And what's surprising there is that Thome had no one around her. You think Detroit Mercy would always look for her first as they come the other way. And man, Detroit Mercy, another three. Zoe Otis in the corner, and it is now a tie game.
Brittany Jackson is running this point to perfection. She's finding the open looks. She's dribbling past the defense, and she is single-handedly the reason this game is tied.
So now Michigan looking to respond in the corner.
Munger had the wide open three. She from the corner. That was her shot in that first quarter. Could not convert here.
Yeah, good look for the Wolverines, though, who do need some sort of response right now, struggling to stop this Detroit Mercy offense. It is Jackson who has been running the show for Detroit. And man, D'Amelia, instant offense this game. She takes it in strong with her left hand, drives right at Hillman, and gets an and one to go.
Yeah, she was body checked by Munger, I believe, on that one on the way. Just kind of threw it up there, and it worked.
Yeah, so excuse me there. It is Munger who is charged with her second personal foul. And D'Amelia will extend this Detroit Mercy lead to 3. So Detroit Mercy is now up 37-34 with just under 5 minutes to go, and what seemed originally like it could be a runaway game for Michigan.
Their first lead since they were up 7-5 early in the first quarter.
And oh boy, Robbins tried to find Hillman down low, was intercepted, but it got back to Robbins, who got it to Thome. The defense forgot about Thome there on the little hot potato action. She got an easy lay and one.
Yeah, Miller nearly forced the turnover, couldn't corral it, bounced right back to the point guard position, and Thome was behind the defense, got the easy bucket, tried to stop her with a foul. It still went in. It's an and one.
So Thome converts there. Her and Hillman both with 10 points here early on, providing a big spark for Michigan. Michigan's going back to that full court trap that's been working for them. It was a nice deflection there by Hillman, who poked it loose, but nonetheless, Detroit Mercy got it back. But once they crossed half court, it was Brittany Jackson who stepped out of bounds. She was double teamed by the Wolverines defense.
That was the pressure from the full court press, without a doubt. They could never get it out of that corner, and turnover. That's what that full court press has been doing.
So Michigan trying to steal the momentum back. They get it down to Thome, working the post, but it's called for a travel.
I don't know about that. That could have gone either way. And I guess they decided that her pivot foot moved on that one.
So is Detroit inbounding, and it is deflected. They pass it right to Hillman on the full court trap, so she just lays it in right at the basket. So now Wolverines are up 2. And man, oh my God, another turnover by the Detroit Mercy Titans. Ever since Michigan went back to that full court trap, it's been 3 straight turnovers. Detroit has no answers, can't even get it past half court.
It makes their decision to stop doing that full court press very questionable.
Yeah, you wonder if it was just to conserve energy at this point, because it's been working wonders for Michigan as Thome with a turnaround hook shot.
Deflected pass there again, even though they made it over half court this time.
Michigan up 41-37, 3.5 left to go in this second quarter. Detroit finally gets a pass half court. Looking to get something going. D'Amelia, who's been their hot hand in this second quarter. Little spin move down low and was fouled.
Don't really know what Kayla Robbins was going for there. She seemed to just kind of crash into her and then pretend as though she was going for the charge the whole time. It wasn't the greatest defensive move there, but I guess it did stop a wide open shot.
So D'Amelia draws the foul on the floor. And Detroit Mercy out of the inbound, they found Brittany Jackson in the corner. She drove in and was called for the charge.
She was driving very wild on that one, and quite frankly, the defender just stood there and took it, and that's what the ref saw.
Yeah, didn't have much of an angle. She really tried to force it in there and was simply just beat to her spot, as that marks the 14th turnover for Detroit Mercy as opposed to Michigan's 7 turnovers. So now here comes Amy Dilk running the show for Michigan. Stops at the perimeter. Thome wide open, cut to the basket, found by Dilk for another easy layup.
That's 3 straight possessions straight to Thome. I don't really know what the Detroit Mercy defenses are trying to do here.
It seems like they're not even making any adjustments to guard her, as the full court trap once again causes havoc for Detroit Mercy. And luckily for them, the ball is tipped out of bounds past half court, so they will get a nice half court set here. As they inbounded into Brittany Jackson, guarded closely by Deja Church. Brittany Jackson, nice hezzy move, swings it out for an open look. It is Lexi Tobel unable to convert there on 3, but again, nice penetration from Jackson, which we've seen all game. Michigan on the other end is Deja Church taking it all the way in, draws the foul, so she will get 2 at the line.
I believe that was Miller with her second personal foul early. Miller actually was the catalyst behind that wide open 3. She had a beautiful pick, which left the rest of the defense to come and help, and left 2 women wide open at the 3. They just couldn't convert.
So is Church unable to convert on her first free throw. Church so far with 5 points and 4 assists. Have a strong showing so far. Unable to convert on both now.
Deja Church 1 for 4 from the line. It's been a rough start for her.
Yeah, Michigan currently shooting 3 of 8 as a team, not what you want, as Detroit looks to capitalize off that missed opportunity. Detroit swinging it around now. Good defense there by Hillman. And man, another turnover for Detroit. It was it was Ashley Miller trying to find her teammate Zoe Otis in the corner on driving baseline, and the pass was simply too long and sailed out of bounds.
It was a good jump in the middle. They had to try and get it over the defender, and instead threw it over everybody, way out of bounds.
So lucky break there from Michigan. Again, sloppy play from Detroit, as Dilk will take it on the left side of the perimeter. She gets the entry pass into Thome as they swing it back around. Hillman playing a 2-man game with Thome. Thome takes it right in. Another left-handed layup. Hillman now. It's nice to see a little give and go there from the 2 bigs.
Hallie Thome is unstoppable in this quarter, it seems like.
Yeah, Thome shooting a strong 7 for 9 for 16 of the Wolverines' 45 points. Detroit looking to get things going again. They've been very streaky tonight. That was Zoe Otis with an unsuccessful take to the rim.
Really good defense by Amy Dilk.
Michigan wasting no time. They found Kayla Robbins on the outlet pass, and she drove straight in baseline for the easy deuce.
She knew she didn't want that outside shot. She saw the opening, she took it, wide open shot, and this is the Michigan we're used to seeing. I don't know what happened those first 5 minutes of the second quarter, but they are back. That full court press is working wonders. They're playing the 2-man game with Hillman and Thome. They're getting the long passes in. This is University of Michigan women's basketball.
Yeah, it's been a very streaky game so far. We had early on, I believe Michigan went up around, it was 18-7. So an early double-digit lead.
22-9 actually was at one point.
Yeah, that sounds right. So an early lead for Michigan, and then Michigan stopped with their full court trap. Detroit Mercy then took a lead. We were raining from 3s at one point, and now Michigan finds themselves up 10 again. With 1:30 left to go in the second quarter, it's 47-37. Brittany Jackson still running the point for Detroit, hasn't rested yet. Zoe Oates will take it baseline and out of control. The pass is intercepted in the middle by Amy Dilk, who take it coast to coast, unable to finish.
And one again!
Of course, it was Naz Hillman there to clean the glass and finish for the and one.
Naz Hillman and Hallie Thome have quite frankly dominated this game like no other at this point. Naz Hillman already with the amount of offensive rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds in the first half. And I think almost all of them have led to follow-up baskets, if not all but one.
And a big celebration there from Hillman as she finished there with a second chance opportunity. Now she looks to convert on the old-fashioned three-pointer. Unable to get it to go, but look at this. It is Brown coming in, getting the offensive rebound. Now Michigan will reset.
Michigan's free throw shooting still cause for concern. They're only 3 for 9 already.
So now Michigan will swing things around. It's 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Just under a minute to go here in the second quarter. And they will settle for 3. And it is Munger who drains it from the left perimeter. And now Michigan with the full court trap really getting momentum on their side as we're ready to close out this first half with 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Munger had a hand right in her face near the top of the key there. It didn't make a difference. She sunk it. That's a foul on Hillman on that full court press. Got a little handsy.
Yeah, a little too aggressive there.
Just her first foul though, so nothing really to worry about in foul trouble on Michigan's end.
Yeah. So Detroit, man, well, they got it past half court, but then it was Lexi Tobel who dribbled it off her foot immediately after passing half court. So it will be Michigan ball as that ball rolled out of bounds off her foot.
Coach Bernard Scott not happy with that call. He thought it should have been off Michigan when they rolled to get the ball. However, it bounced out of bounds before that, so that was the correct call. Great call by the ref.
So Thome will check in here for Danielle Rauch.
31.2 seconds only.
Michigan is about half a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. They're looking to keep the last possession here in the first half. So Dilk, they found Robbins at the high post, who found it. Found Thome down low, another easy finish.
Is there even a question now at this point? If it's from 3, it's Munger. If it's anything else, it's Thome or Hillman. There's nothing else. And another turnover.
Another turnover. Can you believe it? So that'll be 18 first half turnovers.
18 turnovers compared to 37 points. Every time they score a basket, they've had a turnover.
And it'll be Dilk with a heave just in front of the block M.
Oh, so close.
Successful, a little bit long, so that'll do for the first half of Michigan Wolverines versus the Detroit Mercy Titans.
A 20-0 run to close out that half after going down 37-34.
And it seems to be that run happened instantaneously when Michigan went back to that full court
As
press.
soon as that full court press came, this game turned completely, and it went straight everything in Michigan's favor.
So Michigan currently up 17 going into the half, 54-37. It is Thome and Hillman just absolutely dominating the glass and the paint for the Wolverines. They combine for 32 of the Wolverines' 54 points. The Wolverines are shooting 65% from the field. Detroit Mercy shooting better in their season average so far. They're up to 50%, but the turnovers are really the difference in this game, don't you think?
You can't have 18 turnovers in a half. You can't even have it in a game, quite frankly, but in a half, that is ridiculous. They've struggled just getting it across half court, and when they get across half court, a lot of the times they've just been throwing it away. It has not been a very efficient offensive game by Detroit Mercy, particularly after they stopped going for the 3 that was working for them for a 5-minute period there.
Yeah, so Detroit really struggling for consistency right now. And before we go take a break during this halftime, any adjustments you're expecting from the Wolverines or would like to see?
I would just like to see the Wolverines keep up with that full court press. It's worked. Quite frankly, all of the Detroit Mercy points, it seems like, came when they gave up the full court press or before they started a full court press, and that's why they're up to 37. That 20-0 run was because of the full court press. They keep up with that. They keep up with Hillman and Thome down low. they're going to win this game easily.
All right, so that will do it for our first half coverage of the Wolverines. Michigan Wolverines versus Detroit Mercy Titans women's collegiate basketball. Charlie Goodwin and Adam Bernstein will be taking over during the second half. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome back. Adam Bernstein here with Charlie Goodwin, and we're about to get the second half underway. What would you like to see coming out of the second half here, Charlie?
Well, the Wolverines ended that last half on a 20-0 run, so they should have great momentum coming into this half. Story of the first half has to be Naz Hillman, the freshman coming off the bench and scoring 14 points while grabbing 6 total rebounds for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I think this is a really good example of old-fashioned basketball versus new-fashioned basketball. The Wolverines are more of an old-fashioned team, relying on their 2 bigs in Naz Hillman and in Hallie Tome, and they're absolutely dominating the paint. While Detroit Mercy has more of a smaller lineup, more quick shooting threes, going on the fast break, and trying to get the dribble drive going.
Yeah, certainly. Detroit Mercy is a defensive-minded team, and we saw them contain the Wolverines for a while at the beginning of the half, but at the end, the Wolverines just exploded and Detroit Mercy couldn't keep up.
I have been really impressed, though, with their shooting. If they can actually eventually start figuring out a way to break the press and getting a system going to successfully do that, and they can get a couple of open looks, this is a team that I think could shrink the 17-point deficit, in a heartbeat with their shooting.
Speaking of shooting, Nicole Munger's got the hot hand for Michigan. She shot 50% from 3 in the first half. 3 for 6. She shoots 41% for her career for the Wolverines. So she'll look to keep doing that in the second.
Yeah, they do have a really nice balance of the great bigs down low, and then if Detroit Mercy decides to bring a double team out there, they can kick it out to Munger, kick it out to their point guard Dillick, and they've got a wide variety of shooters in their team. They have a really well-balanced team overall, I think.
Yeah, for you, quickly before this half starts, what is each team's key to winning in the second half? What key thing they have to do?
I think Detroit Mercy needs to figure out a way to break the press. They have, I believe,
absolutely.
I think they have 18 turnovers in the first half. That's a crazy, 18 turnovers to Michigan 7. That's an unbelievable stat. So that's a testament to Michigan's defense, and Michigan just needs to start hitting their free throws a little better, I think. Dillick has the ball, passes it out to Munger on the wing, back to Dillick up top. She swings it over to number 20, Deja Church. Church has the ball into the corner to Munger, their shooter. Munger takes it into Tome. She's getting double teams in the corner, working the ball back out. Dillick has the ball up top, swings it to Munger. Munger with a pump fake, dribbles baseline. Back out to Church. Church swings it over to Dillick. Dillick down low, and Brown with the easy 2. Great ball movement there by Michigan.
Yeah, that's just textbook ball movement, which the Wolverines have done all night, which is why they're in the position they're up now, up 19.
Jackson brings the ball up for Mercy. She's their star player. She runs the pick and roll, bringing it back up top. Still up top. Lob pass down low. She takes in the post. A dribble drive by Detroit Mercy. There's a scrum, and Michigan controls the ball. Dillick leads the fast break quickly. Passes it to number 20, Church. Church dribbles baseline, goes up and under, kicks it out, and rebound goes to number 15, Brown, and that's an easy 2 for Church.
Church is one of the most athletic players on this Michigan basketball team. She comes in with a nice rebound there to get the bucket.
Jackson brings the ball for Detroit Mercy, runs the pick and roll with number 43, Bellman, kicks it out to the wing, dribbles baseline, back out to Jackson, takes it, spin move inside, and the board goes to Munger for the University of Michigan. Out to Church. Church down low to Tome. Tome back out. Oh, turns it over. Jackson for Detroit Mercy comes up with the ball. She's going to walk it up slowly. Jackson calls out a play. Double screen up top. Swings the ball over number 43. Into the corner to Tobel. Tobel dribbles it back out. Works the ball back up top to Jackson. Jackson to Bellman. Bellman to Miller. Blocking foul called on Michigan. That was nice ball movement there.
Yeah, the Titans have had pretty good ball movement the whole game. They just haven't been able to break that press that Michigan's been putting on them, and that's why they're down so much right now.
Jackson with the ball up top. She's taking her time, calls for a double screen, uses it for Miller, into the corner to Otis. Otis for 3, in and out. Board goes to Tome for Michigan, and Dillick brings the ball up. Quick pass to Brown. Back to Dillick, back to Brown. Church, rather. Out of bounds, Michigan basketball.
And that's just a mistake that the Titans cannot afford to make right now. That was their ball. There was not a single Wolverine around, and they just mishandled it. Now it's Michigan ball again.
Yeah, that is 19 turnovers in a half and a little. Quick inbounds from Dilk to Tome. That was an easy 2. 10-foot jumper.
Hallie Tome's been borderline unstoppable in her tenure with the Wolverines. She averages 16.5 points for her career, and she's 3rd all-time in scoring for Michigan basketball.
Jackson over to the wing, down low, back out to Jackson for 3. Good shot. She drains it. It's currently 60-40 with 7 minutes left.
Just like you
in
said,
the quarter.
the Titans are down by 20 right now, but if they get that 3-point shooting going, no one knows what could happen.
Dilk with the pass into Tome, and it's an easy 2. You're right. She is borderline unstoppable right now. I think Detroit Mercy is just a little bit too small to stop the 6'5" Tome. Jackson brings the ball up. She's trapped up top, passes it out. In pass to the wing. And Munger on the fast break for Michigan. She slows it down, reads her options. Pass to the wing to Church. Church down low to Tome. Tome is fouled. She's tripped up.
Yeah, Tome is certainly a problem when she gets the ball under the basket for other teams. I mean, Titans have had no answer for her tonight.
Dilk throws it in, out to Munger for 3. Oh, in and out. Whistle blows. Foul, off-ball foul on Michigan, going the other way. Jackson brings the ball up for Detroit Mercy. She's clearly been their star player tonight. She reads her options, high screen and roll with Miller. Miller cuts to the basket. She passes it out to the wing. An entry pass deflected and taken by Munger from Michigan. She passed it out to Church. Church carries it out to the wing. She does 2 dribbles, kicks out to Dilk. Dilk for 3. Off the front rim. Quickly the other way is Otis for Detroit Mercy. Up to Jackson. And an easy 2.
And you saw that last Michigan offensive possession was started by the deflected pass by Nicole Munger. The Wolverines lead the Big Ten in scoring defense, field goal percentage defense, and 3-point field goal percentage defense. So they've got the defense covered.
And there was just an and 1 for none else than Hallie Tome from Michigan. She's got 22 on 10 of 13 shooting and 2 free from the line. She's unbelievable right now. And she's about to try to tack on one more.
The Wolverines definitely have to improve their free throw shooting thus far. They're not shooting well this game, and they need to improve on that if they want to win big games later down the stretch.
The free throw is good for Tome. Nothing but net. That couldn't have been more on. Jackson takes the ball up for Detroit Mercy. They've got 5 up top right now. Running a 5-out offense. A high screen from Miller for Jackson. And Miller cuts to the basket. Jackson to Tobel. Tobel's measuring her options. Out to the corner to DeMilla. DeMilla is bringing it back up top. Behind the back, crossover, cuts to the rack, and there's an off-ball foul. That's the one thing Michigan can't afford to do right now is stop the clock constantly. The clock's their friend right now, and they've had a few silly touch fouls to start the quarter.
Yeah, and that was a nasty move by Sophie DeMilla to get to the basket there. She didn't end up with the bucket, but she totally had her defender beat. So they need to look to improve on that, although they're a stellar defensive team to begin with.
Tome sits, but in comes the other standout big, Naz Hillman. It's great to have another backup option that's almost as effective as your big, especially in this sport and in this in this matchup with Detroit Mercy lacking in size.
Yeah, and Hillman's only a freshman, so this is her 3rd game for the Michigan Wolverines, and she's already a budding star. So you have to think that with the development she'll undergo under Kim Barnes-Arico, that she's going to turn into a perennial player as she continues her college career.
Yep, and number 15, Haley Brown, also checked in. I think that, yeah, she's a young player, and if she can really develop over time, then she could be a powerhouse for years to come.
Little fun fact for you. The Detroit Mercy Michigan all-time series is being won by Michigan by 15-12 right now.
There was just a technical foul call for 6 players in the court, so Detroit Mercy misses the free throw attempt. One more from the line. I've never seen that being called, 6 players in the court.
Yeah, the only time I've seen too many men is football and hockey. I've never seen it in basketball before.
And the second free throw drops for number 25, Tobel for Detroit Mercy. They will take the ball and throw it in from the side. No, from the baseline. Jackson with the ball, analyzing her options. Into the corner, number 25, Tobel. She brings it back up top, resets with the point guard, Jackson. Jackson calls for a high screen and roll, a double screen. She takes it right, dribbles right, beats a man, and puts it up. Go defense by 15, Brown.
And that's that Michigan defense we've been talking about.
Number 5 in the corner, out to the wing to Church. Church with the impasse, and an easy 2 for Haley Brown.
The Titans have just not had the size and strength to stop the Wolverines inside tonight. They've been unstoppable in the paint.
Jackson breaks the press, but loses the ball off the leg, and it's going out the way, Michigan ball.
Yeah, we talk a lot about this Michigan defense, but Detroit Mercy doesn't have bad defense either. They actually lead the Horizon League in three-point field goal defense and block shots. Dilk
to the corner, into Hillman, and another easy 2. That's 16 points now, and 8 for 9 shooting from Hillman. She's been unstoppable in the paint, and Michigan's putting in their trap again what worked so well in the first half, leading to those now 22 turnovers for Detroit Mercy, with more than a half to play, with more than a quarter to play.
Yeah, Detroit Mercy looks like they have no idea how to break this press at all.
Jackson on top of the ball, the mismatch with Hillman. She takes her on, beats her, step back, in and out. And then Hillman with the board. She's everywhere right now. Pass to Church. Church carries it up over to the right wing to the point guard, Dilk. Dilk beats a man, lobs it into Brown, and she's fouled on the jump shot, on the layup attempt. She's going to go to the line for 2. It's currently 69 Michigan, 43 Detroit Mercy with 4:22 left to play, and there'll be a stoppage in play. What do you think so far of this performance in the second half?
I think they've left off right where I think they picked up right where they left off in the first half. The defense looks stellar as it did in the first half, and they just keep feeding Hillman and Tome inside, who are just too big and too strong for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, this size matchup is seemingly unfair. The Titans' tallest player is 6'1", and that's the height of Michigan's point guard, let alone the big, standing at 6'3" and 6'5", respectively. I think it's just too much to handle right now.
Yeah, for sure. And with Haley Brown going to the line right now, she's going to look to improve on that 4 for 10 shooting clip for the Wolverines in the line thus far. Most recent free throw was taken by Hallie Tome. She nailed it, but that's not how it's gone all night for the Wolverines.
What are your thoughts on Detroit Mercy possibly going into some sort of zone, maybe a 2-3 to try to clog the paint? Because clearly this one-on-one matchup isn't working down low with Hillman and Tome respectively.
I think that Michigan is such a well-balanced team that clogging the paint to stop Hillman and Tome only leaves the shooters open on the outside, such as Church, Dilk, or
Munger.
The lethal Nicole Munger.
Right.
Tome and Brown are Tome and Hillman are smart basketball players, and you see them always looking around for someone to pass it off to before they go to the basket to score.
Yeah, I have been really impressed with Michigan's inside-out game. Sometimes you see the ball go into the big man down low, and they have already seemingly made up their mind they're going to put the ball up, but that's never the case. They're always scanning the court, Hillman and Tome especially, and they've made some great inside-out passes. And, yeah, they've been excellent distributing the basketball.
And a fun fact for you Michigan basketball fans, the Detroit Mercy Titans assistant coach is Madison Rostovsky, who of course was a 4-year player here at Michigan, graduated in 2016, and she's the all-time leader in player wins and games played. So there's that for you.
That's nice to hear. Always good to hear about alumni who are succeeding elsewhere. The number 15, Haley Brown, is on the line, ready to shoot 2 once Detroit Mercy gets back up onto the court and lines up for the free throws. Let's hope she can improve on this 4 for 10 clip so far. Score is 69-43 with 4:22 left in the third quarter. Michigan about to shoot 2. Number 15, Haley Brown. First free throw is good. It rattles in. That's nice to see. Ready to
That
shoot number
improves the
2.
Wolverines' free throw shooting percentage to 5 for 11.
Second one up, and perfect.
And make that 6 for 12. That's 50% for the Wolverines.
And now
thus far.
Michigan, because the ball went in the basket, they can utilize their press, which has been so effective. Trap, and almost a near turnover, but Detroit Mercy gets through 2 steps, and a blocking foul called on, I believe, number 15, Haley Brown.
Yeah, that was the first time, one of the first times we really saw Detroit Mercy break the press.
2 Michigan Wolverines had to check in. Number 33, Emily Kaiser, and number 2, Priscilla
Smeenge.
Thank you. Inbounds under the basket for Detroit Mercy. She gets it into number 25, Tobel. Tobel with a nice inside look to number 43, Bellman. She has an easy 2 on the left side.
That was an absolute beautiful dish for that basket right there.
Dilk brings the ball up for Michigan. Looks the inside position for Hillman, and that was too easy. She's unstoppable right now.
There was virtually no defense there played by the Titans as they attempt to break the press again.
The ball goes back to number 5. She breaks the Michigan press, and Shears has the ball up top. She calls for a high screen and roll. She goes to her left side using her left hand, kicks it back out to the wing. Number 25 up and way off. Dilk with the rebound, carrying it up for Michigan. A quick outlet pass to Robbins. Robbins, a skip pass to Smeege. A skip pass to Dilk for 3 off the front rim, but standing right there is Kaiser, and it's blocked out of bounds for Michigan ball.
Again, Kaiser is 6'3", so it's just so much bigger than most of the Detroit Mercy players, and they just don't have answers in the paint right now.
Number 25 sits down for Detroit Mercy, and in comes number 23. A ball out, number 23 of Michigan, a skip pass to Dilk, down low, and Kaiser misses. Rebound goes back to Kaiser again. She misses again, but she's resilient in the paint. Board goes to Detroit Mercy. Out to the corner. One-on-one matchup. Takes her baseline, pulls back, out up top to the wing. Number 5 resets. Shears passed it out to the wing. An entry pass down low is picked off by number 22 for Michigan, who quickly carries it up the court. That's Roush. An entry pass to Hellman. Nope. Oh, beautiful play. Hellman with the 2.
And Hillman just netted her 20th point of the game. She also got 7 rebounds to go with that, so 3 away from double-double.
And that's on 10 of 11 shooting. A trap. Hillman, great hustle there by Hillman, but she just couldn't get there, out of bounds in the backcourt for Detroit Mercy. With 2:21 to go, it is 75 Michigan Wolverines and 45 Detroit Mercy Titans.
Yeah, that was incredible hustle by Hillman on that last play. The Wolverines do dub themselves the hardest working team in the nation, but she just couldn't get a grasp on that one.
They set up their standard press with the entry pass nearly picked off, but it got to Detroit Mercy, a one-on-one matchup. Number 22, Otis misses the layup. Rebound goes to Robbins, who takes it the other way. She takes it to her right side with her preferred left. Passes it across the court to Roush. Roush back to Robbins. Robbins to the wing. The wing down low to Hillman, and the easy 2. It's like clockwork at this point.
Yeah, it's like someone's playing a video game and they're controlling Naz Hillman right now because she's unstoppable.
That's 22 points on 11 for 12 from the field. Another turnover for Detroit Mercy. Number 2. Smeege has the ball, brings it up out to Robbins on the wing. Robbins back to Roush. Roush to Smeege for 3. A little bit short. Rebound goes to Detroit Mercy. Pass it to Shears, who slowly brings the ball up the court. She takes it, one-on-one matchup at the M, just past half court, calling for a double screen and roll. Goes right, passes it out to up top to number 11. Goes behind the back, takes it left, and puts up a lefty floater, close but out. 23, Roush takes it up the court. She looks up and nothing's there. She takes it to her left hand, out to Robbins. Robbins resets up top. A skip pass picked off. That's a risky pass, and it didn't work out. Number 11 has the ball. Now it's Shears for Detroit Mercy. She takes it to her left with her preferred left hand. Screen and roll on the left side, out to the corner for the shooter. pulls it back out, back to Shears up top. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass to number 22. She takes it left, puts up the lefty runner. Pretty shot.
And she just got the roll on that one. Put it up with finesse to just drop in.
Number 23, Roush takes it up the court, goes to her left side, into Hillman. Pump fake, out to the corner for Robbins for 3. Off the front rim. Good board there by number 2, Smeej. Back up top, resets with Roush. Passes to the Robbins on the left side, back to into Hillman. Back out to Robbins, back to Roush. 10 seconds remaining. Top of the key, back to Robbins, into the Hillman. Corner, 3 ball, in and out. Back up by Robbins, the putback as time expires.
You saw a couple things that we liked on that last possession. First, Naz Hillman looking to pass it out every time she got the ball. Touched it 3 times in that possession and kicked it out each time instead of going up for the basket. Second, you see that the Wolverines passed around the ball to the absolute last second where they had a wide open shot. And although it didn't go in, it's amazing effort on the boards to get that rebound and put it back up before time expires.
I think that their staple here is very similar to the men's basketball equivalent, is that they don't necessarily have one amazing standout player, but they play really well as a team, know their strengths, understand their weaknesses, and each other can cover up their flaws, and they're playing a great brand of team basketball right now.
Yeah, the main thing for this Michigan women's team, similar to the men's team, is defense. They pride themselves on defense. You could see they work hard on defense. They know that nothing is given to them, and they earn every turnover they force, leading to every basket they get.
That's an insane stat that I think we should highlight. 24 turnovers after 3 quarters for Detroit Mercy. Granted, some of that has been the Titans' lackluster play, but a lot of that I think can be credited to, 1, Michigan's hustle, as you said there, the self-proclaimed hardest working team in basketball, and number 2, their successful implementation of the trap about halfway through the first quarter has totally changed the game.
Yeah, when they first implemented the trap early in the second quarter, the Titans had no idea what came at them. Hillman tipped the pass on almost every possession, and yeah, the Titans have been unable to break that press.
That's
to a ton of Michigan basketball.
That's a great point you just made. Hillman has obviously provided on offense with 22 points, 11 for 12 shooting, and 8 rebounds, but her defensive performance cannot be understated in the slightest. She has been the focal point of the trap, the person highest up on the court attempting to steal the ball, and she's gotten her hand on it for like 4 or 5 passes, in the opponent's free throw line.
Yeah, the Wolverines had 7 steals in that first half, which is a really high number, and the reason they're up by 32 in this game right now.
The score is 79-47. The University of Michigan Wolverines are leading, and the fourth quarter is about to start. What would you like to see out of the Michigan Wolverines in the fourth quarter, and Detroit Mercy as well?
Personally, what I like to see is them to keep this intensity up and keep up the toughness that's allowed them to lead in this game. When teams are up by a lot, you see them kind of start to fizzle out and their energy just decrease by a lot, and that would be a big mistake for this Michigan Wolverines team to do, because you know that the Titans can shoot threes, and you know that they could get back into this game.
Number 12, Ariel Young checks into the game for the first time, and Detroit Mercy the ball. Quick foul called on number 12, Ariel Young, right as she enters the game for the first time. And a quick timeout. I'm not quite sure what that's about. 6 seconds into the half. But that was not the start that Michigan was hoping for. That's what they cannot do right now. They want the clock to roll. The clock's their friend. Stoppage in game time and eventually leading to the free throw line, where Detroit Mercy is currently shooting 11 for 12 and 92%. That's how they're going to get back into this game.
Yeah, and Michigan has 7 steals thus far, but that isn't even the highest for them this season. They had 16 steals against Mount St. Mary's in their first game of the season, which was an 88-40 win here at Chrysler Center.
That's crazy. Holding, I think, the 40 points is an impressive feat. I think it goes to show that the defensive nature and the defensive mindset of this team, and scoring 88 at the time, it was really a well-rounded effort. I think that if Michigan could keep up this intensity for the rest of the season, and against the more higher-ranked, higher-touted teams, that this is a great formula to win. Get the ball down low to their 2 star players down low, and then if they're double teamed or they become the focal points of the defense, they kick it out to one of their shooters, specifically Nicole Munger, who's a 41% career shooter from deep.
Yeah, back to the talk of this game, really. Naz Hillman.
Yep.
She averages 15 points. She's averaging 15 points per game this season. She's a freshman, and she averages 15 and a half minutes so far. So you have to think that that's going to increase as this season goes on after this amazing performance she's put on tonight.
For sure, this has definitely been her standout game. Maybe her welcome to Ann Arbor. The fans are definitely going to know her name after this game, even though she came off the bench and hasn't necessarily been a focal point of the offense. I think she has proven herself and then some in this game, and it's only been 3 quarters. You don't know if she can pull out in the 4th.
Yeah, Michigan leads this series against Detroit Mercy 15-12. They've won the last 6. If they keep up play tonight, it looks like it will be the last 7. The last time they lost was 2010.
That's impressive, though, for a small school. 12 wins against a powerhouse like this, almost split in the series. Against this, huge athletic monster that is University of Michigan. That's good for Detroit Mercy. I applaud that. It's nice to see a Cinderella win sometimes. Jackson, number 10, up top of the ball for Detroit Mercy, takes it with a dominant right hand. Great D up top by Roush. Swings it over, out to the corner, up, and stolen by Michigan. Number 15, Brown with the ball, out to Roush. Roush quickly pushes it up to Smeege. Smeege back to Roush. Roush thinks about the 3, into Brown. Brown pulls out the righty floater, no good. Rebound goes to Tobel for Detroit Mercy, then carries it up the court herself. Still some high pressure, more of a half-court press now for Michigan. Detroit Mercy kicks it out to the left for 3, in and out. Rebound goes to Roush. Number 23, Roush takes the ball up the court, takes it to the left side, pass it to the left corner, Smeege into Brown, and Brown with the easy 2.
Smeege had a wide open 3 there, but passed it up for the much more favorable shot for Kayla Robbins inside, and it worked in our Michigan's favor.
Even Brown, we haven't mentioned her as one of the tallest, but she's still 6'1", which would be the tallest on Detroit Mercy. Number 23 for Michigan brings it up. Roush with the 2. Oh no, in and out. Rebound goes to 23 for Detroit Mercy, who gives it to Shears. She takes the ball up the court herself. She's walking it up now. High trap still going for Michigan, but they seem to be backing off a little bit. Roush on ball up top. Smeege takes it to the right side. Looks for the pick and pop. Back out to number 23. Great hands there by Smeege for Michigan. Knocks it out of bounds. Detroit Mercy ball.
Yeah, their defense has just been suffocating tonight. As we've said all night, the Detroit Mercy's just had kind of trouble getting to their end of the court, and that's why they're down almost 40 points right now.
In comes Taylor Rooks for the Wolverines for the first time in this ball game. Out to the right wing. Shears has the ball for Detroit Mercy, and she throws an entry pass, but Berg gets tripped up, and the ball goes out of bounds without Berg getting a hand on the ball. With 8:30 left, it's 81 Michigan Wolverines and 47 Detroit Mercy Titans.
It's interesting because as good as defense Michigan has played tonight, Detroit Mercy is averaging 52.8 points per game this season, with 47 points right now and a little over 8 minutes to go. You have to think they're going to pass that. So it just goes to show you that as good as Michigan's defense is right now, Detroit Mercy can still score the basketball.
That's a really great point. I think part of that can be attributed to Michigan scoring a lot of quick points and then just simply not having the ball as much. But yes, that's a great point that Michigan definitely has room to improve on the defensive end, even though they are playing a standout game right now. Up top to Roush. Roush, the entry pass in to Kaiser, and the ball goes out of bounds off Kaiser's left hand. Detroit Mercy ball under their own basket. Number 5, Shears brings the ball up the court for Detroit Mercy. Still the high press going with Danielle Roush. The skip pass over to the corner. Detroit Mercy for 3. In and out. Rebound goes to Ariel Young, who quickly passed up the court to Shears. Shears inside look to Emily Kaiser, and with the right hand to finish off the glass, it's an easy 2 points.
Yeah, this Titans defense is just cracked down at this point, and Michigan's getting layups every time down the floor.
They just don't have the size. Kaiser just finished easily like no one was there because she's standing at 6'3", which is bigger than anyone Detroit Mercy has to throw at the Michigan Wolverines. A failed behind the back dribble. Good hustle by Detroit Mercy, but a questionable foul called on the University of Michigan. Detroit Mercy ball on the side.
Yeah, that was a questionable foul call, but in my opinion, the referees have been pretty good tonight so far. A lot of up in the air charge / blocking calls that they could have gone either way, and they haven't really called the game very one-sided.
Detroit Mercy point guard Shears, number 5, has the ball into the basket. Look, throw it in. They run a screenplay. Look, curl out for number 13 and off the front rim. Quickly pushing is number 12, Ariel Young. It's a 2-on-1 fast break with Harris. Bounce pass, textbook fast break, which leads to number 2 Smeege scoring on the fast break.
Michigan with 85 points and 7 minutes left in the quarter. You think they'll reach 100?
I think there's a chance. Yeah, I think it's a good chance. If they keep playing like this, they have subbed out most of their starters, but they don't seem to be taking the foot off the gas right now. A foul called on Detroit. Nope, a travel called on number 23, Daniel Roush for the University of Michigan. Detroit Mercy ball under the rim.
Fun fact, speaking of that last question, last time Michigan scored 100 or more points was December 21st, 2017 versus Delaware State, where they won by a score of 105-36.
Wow, that's a blowout and a half. Inbound goes to number 13 for Detroit Mercy, who takes a pull-up, but before that she's fouled on the ground. I don't believe they're giving continuation. Nope, throwing under the basket. With 6:50 left, the score is Michigan 85, Detroit Mercy Titans 47. Timeout on the floor.
The more realistic outcome, the last time Michigan scored 90 to 99 points, was December 9th, 2016 versus San Diego State, where they won by a score of 92-57.
That's interesting. The last time they scored 100 was more recent than the last time they scored 90.
Well, that's just the stats I have in front of me now. They have scored 80 points or more this season in their win against Mount St. Mary's by a score of 88-40, where they had, like we said, 16 steals.
Detroit Mercy currently has 27 turnovers, but they currently have 0 fouls in the quarter. I think that they're definitely a team with potential. They're a young team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, and they have room to grow. Their standout player right now is number 10, Brittany Jackson, their point guard. She's played for nearly 20 minutes of this ball game, and she really runs the show for them. And if she can develop, I think they're going places.
Well, Detroit Mercy is 1-3 off the season. 1-3 on the season. They started off with 2 wins versus Wayne State and Michigan Dearborn, but they've since fallen to Ohio State, Loyola, and Miami of Ohio. Head coach Bernard Scott's in his 4th season with the team, and he's got a record of 36-60. That's not great. So you got to think, what direction is this Titans team headed in?
Yeah, no, it's always tough when you're a small school, a local school, not a lot of both A, money, B, resources, and C, manpower to recruit players. You know, most of these players hail from the local Detroit and Michigan areas, but then again, there's schools like, you know, Michigan Wolverines, Michigan State, Eastern, Central, Western, bigger schools that have a bigger reputation, so they often steal men to the local talent. So it's a tough situation to be in for Detroit Mercy.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting if Scott is fired to see Michigan alumni Madison Rivstovsky take over at the helm. We mentioned before she was a decorated player at Michigan, played here for 4 years and graduated in 2016. She might be a bit young to take over a head coaching job so soon, but you know, you never know.
Number 5 for Detroit Mercy, Shears about to inbound the ball under her own basket. Under Michigan's basket, apologies. Back pass out to number 13 for Detroit Mercy. Bicknell. Another foul calls on the floor before the shot, which should go in. Again, number 5 Shears going to inbound under the basket. Detroit Mercy's attempting to shoot on. Gets the ball into the corner. Number 11. Number 3 for Detroit Mercy takes it up top. Rostovsky with a shot in and out. Rebound goes to Michigan. Smeege takes up the court. Out to the right wing to Roush. Roush in. Back out to Smeege for 3 from the left corner. Off the back rim. Rebound goes to number 12. Young for Michigan. Back up top to Roush. Roush resets. Looks. through her options. Out to Young on the right wing. Rung to the corner to Rooks. Inside to Kaiser. And one. They're just too big. Nope, not in one.
She'll be at the line shooting 2.
Nope, didn't go in. Apologies. Shooting 2. She sinks the first. Looking for the second shot is number 33, Kaiser. Perfect. Again, it's too much size down low for Detroit Mercy. I mean, maybe that's a direction they can go and look to recruit more size, but that seems to be their Achilles heel right now. Number 5, Shears takes the ball to the court, goes right, floater, pretty shot off the baseline.
Yeah, you said they could recruit more size, but in basketball especially, the more talent comes with more size, so it's hard to do that if the bigger schools are getting the most talented recruits.
Number 31 in for Michigan, out to the, good effort there by number 2, Smeeze from Michigan, but the ball still just goes off her fingertips, out of bounds.
Yeah, she almost Odell'd that one.
Number 5, Shears takes the ball up the court for Detroit Mercy. Looks through her options. A high screen roll up number 23, Burr. Looks to the roll man now. Out to number 11 on the wing. Takes the left. Blocked by number 2. And it's Detroit Mercy basketball with 5:37 left to play. Michigan 86, Detroit Mercy 49. Inbounds into number 23. She's double teamed down low. Kicks it back out to number 13. Bicknell goes with her weaker right hand and gets fouled on the attempt. She'll be going to the line for 2, hoping to improve their 93% field goal percentage.
Yeah, Michigan has been pretty timid on fouling, but in the past couple minutes has picked it up more than we've seen in this game. Gonna have to cut down on that in future games late down the stretch, as the first shot rolls around and goes in.
That's now 12 for 13 free throw shooting. A great line. Second goes through. That's now 13 for 14 from the line for Detroit Mercy. That's something, a bright spot they can take out of his otherwise, difficult performance. Number 2 for Michigan with the ball up top. Swings it to Taylor. Cuts back out for 3. Off the front rim. Rebound goes to Smeeze for Michigan. Resets. Roush. Roush back in. Kicks out to the corner. Smeeze tries again. In and out again. She just cannot get anything to fall right now. That looks pretty on. Shears takes the ball for Detroit Mercy. Out to the wing. Number 11, D'Amelia. Back out to Shears for 3. And it's good. That was a contested jump shot from far away.
Yeah, the Titans definitely have that shooting in them. A lot of their three-point shots have just rolled around and fallen. Unlucky. They can definitely get it going some nights.
The elbow jump shot for number 33, Kaiser, is good. She's 6 for 3 and can shoot. That's an impressive skill set to have. High screen and roll. Shears takes the ball right. Back out to D'Amelia. D'Amelia up top. Another high screen and roll with number 23, Burr. Burr rolls to the rim. She's open, but D'Amelia misses her. She resets. Now she's double teamed behind the back. Good hustle there. And that's a jump ball. The arrow is going Michigan way. Great hustle by the hardest working team in college basketball.
Another fun fact, head coach Kim Barnes-Arico is 53-6 when her team scores at least 80 points, which they have done tonight.
That's a good stat. That's a good cut line. And that just goes to show how great Michigan's defense has been under her tenure. If Michigan scores enough points, they're going to win the game. They don't need to worry about the defensive end. It's that simple.
She also picked up her 400th career win last season.
Number 12 Young with the ball out to the corner. Roush inside pass to Kaiser. Kaiser looks back out to Roush. Roush thinks about a 3, but pulls it back down. Back out to Young. Young with the entry pass to number 31 Rooks off the baseline. Nope, rebound Kaiser, and she's fouled on the putback. They cannot deal with the size down low.
Yeah, the interesting thing on that last one is Kaiser didn't even really have position to get the rebound.
That's right.
It just fell into her hands because she's so much bigger than the other players.
Kaiser going to line for 2. The first shot perfectly falls. In comes number 43, Paige Bellman, standing at 6 feet tall, maybe trying to get in a little more size to combat that of Kaiser and the rest of the Wolverines. Second shot In and out. Rebound goes to number 3, Rostovsky, who quickly carries the ball up the court for Detroit Mercy. Goes with the dominant left hand to the left side. Looks to the basket, then pulls it back out. Batted down, but falls to Detroit Mercy. Number 43 just touches the game, and she finishes. That's the size they needed, but it still might not be enough. With 3:37 left, Michigan 89. Titans 56. Young with the ball, looks inside and pulls it back. She picks up her dribble, kind of gets caught in no man's land, turns the ball over. Number 13 carries the ball up the court. Bicknell for Detroit Mercy. She resets, thinks about a 3, no. Kicks out to number 43, recently checked in, and that's an offensive foul. Great charge taken there by none other than number 33, Kaiser.
Yeah, that big body in the middle certainly done wonders for the Wolverines tonight between Kaiser, Hillman, and Tome. The Wolverines have had almost all their points in the paint and just have dominated the Titans on the boards.
Number 21, Samantha Trammell, checks in for the first time in this context, taking out Emily Kaiser, who finishes the game with 6 points and 3 rebounds. Great performance overall. Number 23, Roush, takes the ball up the court, surveying her options out to the wing. To number 12, Young. They run through a play. Nothing seems to be open. She picks up her dribble. Number 21, recently checked in the game, Trammell with the ball on the left wing. Back out to Roush. Over to Young. Swings the ball over to number 2, Smeej. She goes through her legs, pulls it back, skip pass over to Young. Young with a beautiful feed to the recently checked in number 21, and that's the first points of the ball game. That's textbook ball movement by the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, their passing has been really, really good thus far. They have 25 assists as a team.
It's just really great pure basketball to watch. No one star, playing as a team, no ego getting in the way. It's magic. It can happen sometimes when all the variables like that line up. Number 43, Detroit Mercy, with a nice Euro step, pretty finish for Bellman for Detroit Mercy with their weaker right hand. Number 23, Roush, takes the ball at the core on the left side. High screen and roll with number 31, Rooks. Looks to pick and pop, and she takes to the rim hard, and she's fouled going to the line for 2.
Yeah, and we just mentioned that Michigan has 25 team assists. The last time this Michigan basketball team had 20 or more assists was January 28th, 2018 versus Northwestern, where they had 22, so they just broke that.
The first one good for number 23, Roush on the line. That's her first points of the contest after starting over 2 from the field. Her first free throw attempt of the game, 1 for 1 so far. Second one up and second one down.
Wolverines are closing in on that 100 with 93 points right now and 2 minutes to go. Think they're going to get it?
I think it'll be really close. I personally think they'll finish just short, maybe scoring 97 or 98. Board goes to number 21, Trammell, who just checked into the game. 23, Roush takes the ball to the court for Michigan. Out to Smeej in the wing. Thinks about a fade, but pulls it back. Entry pass down low. Back out to the wing. Smeej has the ball again. Takes it right. Pulls it back. Beautiful play. Oh, but just off the left wing. Great hustle there by number 12, Young. They're just outworking them right now. Michigan seems to want it more. For 3, number 31, Rooks, in and out. Rebound goes to Detroit Mercy with Bicknell taking it up the court. Still hasn't crossed the timeline. Now over. High screen roll with number 23, Burr. Doesn't use the pick. That's a blocking foul called. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead for this Michigan basketball team. They'll now go on a 5-game road trip against Missouri, Texas, and then Texas or Quinnipiac in the Gulf Coast Showcase, NC State and Marquette, before being back home on December 6th versus LIU Brooklyn.
Those are some powerhouses. That'll be a tough road trip. But if Michigan Wolverines can play like they're playing right now, I think they've got a chance and can for sure hold their own in all those contests. Both free throws good for number 13, Bicknell. She now has 9 points on 2 for 6 from the field, and 3 for 3 from the line. Number 23, Roush takes the ball up the court. She's motioning for an isolation, passes it out to Smeej. Smeej to Young. Young for 3. Oh, way off. Bricked that shot. Rebound goes to number 23, Burr, and she takes the ball up the court, passes it to Shears for Detroit Mercy. With a minute left, it's 93 Michigan, 60 Titans. I do not think they're going to reach the century mark with the points.
Yeah, they definitely had the chance for that 100 mark, but they were missed the mark on those last couple jumpers, and I don't think they'll get it now.
Shears with a beautiful entry pass at number 43. Great play there by Bellman.
Yeah,
Detroit Mercy's coach is still cheering them on till the
Bellman's
very
really
end.
made a difference since she's come in. She has about 3 baskets.
Great entry pass. Nice head fake there by number 21, Trammell. Beautiful dupe. Took out the defender up in the air and then took out the easy 2. With 30 seconds left in the game, this might be the last possession. Difference from the shot clock and the game clock is 5 seconds. Shears to the ball up top, heavily defended by Roush. She's just not trying to get any fouls. Never mind, she reaches. Nice pull up there by Shears. In and out. Rebound goes to number 31 for Michigan, and that's the ball game. I don't think they're going to put up another shot with 9 seconds remaining in the contest. Great team win for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, certainly. It keeps them undefeated on the season at a record of 3-0 right now, as they go on a about to go on a tough road trip. What do you think are the biggest keys for the Wolverines being successful on this 5-game road trip?
I think that they really can't panic. They have a set plan that has worked time and time again. Play good, tough-nosed defense, and then play the in-and-out game, emphasizing the 2 bigs down low, with emerging star Hillman now and their perennial star. And then, yeah, if they can stick to that, I think that's a good formula for success. Final score, Michigan 95, Titans 62 after 4. Signing off is Adam Bernstein and Charlie Goodwin, and I will leave you with a good night and a go blue.